Hi everybody, my name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and today we're going to be checking out an ideal battery for cold weather RVing use and conditions. This is going to be the Inergy UT1300 BT-H. The BT stands for Bluetooth and the H stands for built-in internal heater. If you end up being interested in this battery, there's a link in the description below that will save you 15% off this battery or anything else at the Inergy store, which ends up being quite a bit of money. So thanks Inergy for the battery that they sent for me for free to review, and also for the 15% off for you guys. Now, the problem with lithium iron phosphate batteries, they're amazing. They're amazing in just about every way. They're a complete and total upgrade from lead acid batteries, in my opinion. One of their drawbacks is if you spend a lot of time in cold weather conditions or you live in a cold weather climate like I do, when you're RVing, the problem with lithium iron phosphate batteries is when the temperature gets below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that's freezing. You can discharge the batteries safely enough, but when it comes time to charge the batteries in that cold of a condition, you can cause damage to the cells, which shorten their incredibly long lifespan. So if you have a battery that's going to last 3,500 or 5,000 cycles, which is 10 years to 80%. You really want to protect these batteries. They're a big investment and they're amazing at what they can do. But when you get into those really cold conditions, you can damage it just by charging the battery if it's below freezing. The colder it gets, the more damage you can do. There are several ways that you can combat this. For me, for years, the only way that I could really leave my lithium batteries in use in the RV was by having them installed inside the RV in a cabinet. And whenever we were using them, charging them or discharging them, the inside of the RV was heated. And so therefore the batteries never got below freezing. Another way that Inergy does sell a battery wrap blanket. It's a little heat blanket connected to the battery, positive, negative, wrapped around the battery, and it will automatically keep the battery warm when the conditions are cold enough. Now, this is a completely set it and forget it battery because the heater is actually built into the battery. And it uses only about 5 amps of draw to get it warmed up and get all the cells ready to go so that they can be charged and used at any rate that you wish without causing damage to the battery. So, very, very cool. We're going to get all the specs on the UT13 BT-H here in just a little bit. I wanted to tell you guys that I have had 2 of these UT1300 batteries before. Not this model. They were not heated. They did not have Bluetooth. I've been abusing these things for about 5 years now. That's when I first got the batteries, and I've used them in just about every single kind of climate you can imagine, from incredibly hot to very cold. I've tested these batteries more than I've tested any other lithium iron phosphate battery. I've dropped them, I've checked them for a shock test, I've checked them for impact resistant, I've also checked them for fire safety. I blasted this one with a shotgun just to make sure that when all the cells were catastrophically damaged, the battery itself would not catch on fire, only smoke, and it did pass that test. So I've really put these through the ringer, and they are still working to this day. I've used them in the RV, I've used them in the solar setup in my house, and now they're currently doing double duty on 2 shallow well jet pumps in my solar powered pump room that handles my house's entire water supply, and they're still functioning just as good now as the day that I got them. So I think these are incredibly powerful batteries. And my favorite thing about these batteries is that when you kill a lithium iron phosphate battery, by which I mean it just goes to 0%, you use all the energy out of it. A lot of batteries go into a protection mode with the BMS, and they're hard to wake back up. You have to get another battery, connect it so you're supplying power, and you say, hey, wake back up so we can start using you again. The danger's over. With these batteries, they have a reset button on them, which makes it incredibly simple to wake them up. And this has been so beneficial in so many instances in my RV where I forget to plug it in, somebody leaves lights on or something, the battery drains completely down, and then I have to drag a battery up there or jumper cables or whatever, get into the battery cabinet, wake the other batteries up. With Inergy batteries, the UT1300s, you push the button, they wake up, and now your charger recognizes the battery and it can charge it. That saves me a ton of time. That alone is one of my favorite features of these guys. But just so we're clear that so far all of my Inergy gear that I test over the years is still going strong, so I think it's a really, really good battery. My favorite, in my opinion, of all the ones that I've tested so far. They just keep working. All right, so when it comes to what's in the box, it's pretty simple. You have your protective foam, your manual, 2 sets of short and long screws that you can attach things to the battery, and the battery itself. We're going to go ahead and throw this onto a lithium iron phosphate trickle charger so that it's nice and topped off when we go ahead and throw that into the RV. Now, when it comes to the weight, it's 23 pounds for this little guy, which is incredible. That's very, very light. It uses prismatic cells, which is great. Group 24 size, which means it's 6 inches deep, 10 inches across, and 8 inches tall. And lots of variations for how you want to attach pretty much anything that you want, including the battery. It can be upside down, it can be sideways. You have stainless steel terminals that you can put the thumb screws into directly, or post terminals you can add and put the thumb screws in there, and everything is included. It also has a power meter gauge when you push the button, which is incredibly handy, and you can use the app for Bluetooth. You just scan the QR code, download the app, and you're good to go. And the range on the app, I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with. I mean, the battery is inside the RV in this image, and I was able to connect from this distance and get an accurate readout on the battery. I still have to permanently install this, but I just threw it in there for this test. We're going to go ahead and hook it up to the air conditioner, crank that sucker down, and see exactly what kind of reactions we get off of the display on the app. Here you're going to have your temperature located up here. This is the temperature of the battery. The voltage of the battery is located here. The percentage remaining in the battery. Then you're going to have this little display right here that gives you the approximate time remaining to either drain the battery or charge the battery, depending on whether power is coming in or out. Down here you're going to have the wattage being used, and over here we're going to have the amperage being used. Now currently, if you look at the wattage, the only thing that I have on in the RV is a couple of LED lights above because I'm working. So you can see that we're drawing 17 watts at 1.3 amps, and the battery would supply that amount of power basically for over 100 hours. It's just topped off at 99 hours, 59 minutes. As I start plugging in my phones and my camera gear, etc., we're gonna go up a little bit. You can see now we're at like 60 watts, 4.4 amps, and now it's gone down to 40 hours. But that's going to fluctuate around. It happens pretty quick and just about real time. There's maybe a 2 to 3 second delay between when you change power to when it shows up on the app, but really not bad at all. Pretty responsive and gives you real-time updates of all the power that you're using. Here's where the air conditioner kicks on. So once I turn on the power to the air conditioner, now the fan is running, and that's taking 220 watts at 16 amps. And you can see it would do that for approximately 10 hours, 11 minutes. Now what's going to happen here in just a moment is the compressor is going to kick on, and that's immediately going to jump up to approximately 1500 watts. And here we go. It's about to kick on. There she is. So we're at 1400 watts at 108 amps. That's climbing rapidly now, 1600 watts, 120 amps. And it says it'll run that for about an hour and 25 minutes. And based off of all of my experiences with these batteries and testing them on this exact thing, that's very accurate. One battery, 100 amp hour, will run this 15,000 BTU air conditioner for about an hour and a half. And so now we're just going to fast forward a little bit and see where we end up here in about 20 minutes because that wattage load will build, and we'll check the temperature, which is 86 now, and just kind of see where we are here. So we're going to fast forward. So as the compressor of the air conditioner starts to build up a little heat and a little resistance, you're going to see that wattage start creeping up towards 1800 watts at 141 amps being drawn out of this battery that has a 150 amp continuous power draw ability. So we're really working it pretty hard here, and you can see our temperature starting to go up. It never does get without of like safety limits, but it gets up to like around 145 or something. If you want to know how long this battery would run an air conditioner, go to my channel. I have lots of videos on that kind of stuff, so I'll let you check it out there. And we're going to stop the test right here. Nice. And we will kind of just go over what happens when we stop drawing that power load, and now we're going to start charging the batteries so I can show you what the app looks like when it switches from discharge to charging. So let's check that out. So as we turn off the air conditioner, you can see our wattage is dropping now. Now the inverter charger is going to kick in and start to charge the battery. And you can see it switched from time to empty to time to full on the little hour meter. and we're charging at about 73 amps, which is close to 1,000 watts. And you can see now it says 47 minutes time to full, and that's how long it's going to take to charge at this rate from 68% back up to full. Now keep in mind, if you have an inverter charger that's strong enough, you can charge this at up to about 150 amps, although I would recommend keeping that a little bit lower. I think 70 to 80 is pretty good for me, just for the longevity of my cells, and I'm not pushing them too hard. So just an incredibly useful app with lots of really good information at your fingertips that eliminates the need for things like installing a battery shunt and separate voltage monitors and other control systems like that. You can just do it right from your phone with multiple batteries connected. Very, very cool. So this is a total game changer for me. I'm probably going to buy another one of these just so I have double the capacity in my RV. But now that I can sit them in there and forget about the cold weather, that is a game changer for me, especially where I live. So loving these batteries. If anything ever goes wrong, I'll let you guys know, but Lion Energy's been rock solid so far. Limited lifetime warranty on all their batteries. They're a US-based company. They have good customer service. They pick up the phone when you call. So you gotta love that. If you are interested, again, 15% off in the link in the description below. Just click it and you get 15% off anything on the website, or use the coupon code that I've listed down below at checkout, and it'll save you that 15%, which adds up to hundreds of dollars usually. So thank you, Lion Energy, for sending me this battery to review. And if this video helped you guys out, please like, share, subscribe, because that really helps me out. My name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and until the next video, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and happy camping.